boyo! Back to your master!
gonna put some dirt in your eye.
You want what? Preposterous. Welcome back.
Look at little Goblin Jr. Gonna cry?
Gonna cry to another stream of Horrible Histories, Ruthless Romans, with our first playthrough as part of our historical order run. And we will try to finish the game today. We're about 2 lessons away from, unlocking the final stage, I hope. And then we should finally have become the best gladiator out there and earn our freedom to leave Romans behind and reunite with our family. All while learning some interesting and obscure historical facts about the ancient Romans. Also, hey there, Seraph, welcome in. Thank you for the insults and the lurk. Hey there, Schiller, welcome in. I am, thank you. Having a good day so far. Thank you for the lurk as well. Hope work goes well for you. And how's it going, Mr. Godi? Welcome in as well. Currently at 70% completion. As you can see, we already have quite a few gold armor pieces. The helm, the kind of like bracers, the shield, the belt, the kind of like, how would you call them? I mean, yeah, they're like part of the shoes, I guess. Of the boots, maybe. Alright, and we're starting with a possibly impossible minigame. Because gotta get those out of the way. For the javelins to hit the target, earn as many points as possible within the time limit. Hitting the red zone will earn more points. That sounds possible. Yeah, that's gonna sound difficult because I can't even do it with just like pointing. I really have to do the thrusting, kind of like throwing animation. Well, I'm gonna try. Would you imagine if I made Desmond like Polly Maguire? He would have lived? Probably. He would have been like, fuck that, I'm not gonna sacrifice myself. Imagine. Okay, definitely I have to switch to the controller for this. Definitely can't use the pointing, yeah, I really have to like hold it in a certain position. So I really have to do it on controller. Okay. Huh? I guess that works. It's like really weird. Okay, we can make it work like this. Not even on controller right now, I'm just using keyboard. Making it somehow work. As I said, this has been one of the most difficult games in terms of just like getting past so many games. It would have been like time to reset history, bitches. I mean, it would have made for an interesting story to say the least. You know, because it would have been actually a good starting point for like prehistoric, you know, ancestors, pretty much. You know, it could have been like come down to things like, okay, now we have to go back all the way to the, you know, first like human settlements, and we have to like learn how they survived. And there's still some animist technology like left that we can use. But overall, I'm glad they didn't do that, because I think it's good that modern day, you know, tries to align with like our modern day as much as possible. Because that kind of gets the whole like conspiracy theory element, of course. That would be such a big deviation. Would have loved if history repeated itself again. Yeah, it seems like that would have happened, according to what Minerva and Juno tell us. That, you know, humans are just humans, and they're gonna evolve in similar fashions. I think it's actually quite believable. You know, obviously it wouldn't be exactly the same. Because the way some cultures would emerge, you know, would also be like dependent on so many other influences that would have to happen exactly the same way. But yeah, probably would have, you know, still led to like similar outcomes. It's still humans, and humans are known to repeat their mistakes and just forget about the past. Fuck, I couldn't do the last movement there. It's not good. Just wouldn't work. Yeah, this guy's a bit tougher. Fuck. Oh yeah. Ah yeah, now we got the boots. Or at least the top parts of it. To sheet our legs. So, I gotta retrieve another puzzle piece, right? And that one I guess I can only get from finishing a quest, maybe? Let's have a quick look here. Yeah, that's how I can do it. I mean, the puzzle piece of a Sagatari should be just part of the last training, really. To finish a blacksmith quest, the merchant guild quest, the guild door codes, the guild door, the robber, the... I can't pronounce the guard, the bouncer, the thief's invitation, the physician, the medicine. Ah yeah, we still gotta go to Senator Cicero. I wanna finish this before we actually do the last training here. Because he would tell us about our lost parents. The baths are over here, so we're gonna go through this gate. Pretty sure later in AC Brotherhood we can actually learn about what this gate was called and its history. Ah yeah, the baths. I'm sure there's gonna be some information here to read up on. At least I would be surprised if I wasn't. Because still gotta learn for one more test. Hello, bath owner. I'm a busy bath owner. Go away. Okay, gonna try later. Hit the 6 Senator with a medicine to score points. Score as many points as possible within the time limit when he falls asleep. Splash him with water to wake him up again to score extra points. So grass medicine with the A button on the Wii remote. Position the hand icon, take your aim and release the A button to throw the medicine into the Senator's mouth. Swing the Wii remote to splash the Senator when he's falling asleep. Okay. Should be able to do this. Okay. Dude, wake up. How is he still not awake? This... Or at least fully awake. Oh, Jesus. Alright, go back to Cornelia and the Merchant's Guild to give her the information that your parents have gone back to the village. Oh, there's actually a book here. Did you know, in the public baths, old men used to rub their backs against the marble columns? Emperor Adrian advised them to rub each other because it was not a pretty sight to watch them rub their backs against the columns. Right, it was much better sight to see the men rub each other. Rome had public toilets where everyone sat together in a big room. They didn't have toilet paper, they used a sponge on the end of a stick, which had to be shared with everyone. Sometimes they used lumps of moss wool that would be flushed away. People say how great Roman baths were, apart from those who lived near them. The baths were noisy, groans of men doing exercises, screams of thieves being arrested, men who liked the sound of their own voice, the slap of massages, and so on. The tickets for the public baths were cheap, so everybody could go. Sometimes it was free because it was offered by some posh Roman or by the emperor. There were different parts of the bath for men and women at different hours. In the public bath there were different types of pools, the sudatorium to take a sauna, the caerarium without water, the tepedarum with warm water, and the frigidarium in which the water was freezing cold. Makes you wonder how they actually achieved putting into those specific temperatures. Is that all the information here? It seems like. Reckon we have to go to another building to learn more. Okay then. I mean, the assumption here is that we kinda win in the gladiator arena and then we win our freedom by getting a wooden sword. So the whole escape plan is more like in case I don't get my freedom right, which is kinda like assumed here. Because not even something that the main character says or anything about. But that means I'm actually gonna complete the training first to see if that, you know, gives me anything. Because escaping, you know, Rome, we're just gonna do once we have actually finished our training. But yeah, those are the ways to the sewers here, I assume. Let's have a save here. Or maybe the buff owner only gives me the key, you know, once I actually finish all my training. Maybe. But yeah, I'm just gonna focus on the training for now, I think. Okay, we gotta insert the puzzle piece first. But we only get the puzzle piece when actually finishing training, whoa. But I don't have a puzzle piece though. Huh. That's curious. So I guess I really have to finish this quest first before I can continue with the training, is it? Okay, back to the baths to go. Hey there, Grace, welcome in. Ahoy. And good morning. Ava B1, welcome in. Search for the tower in the box within the main mosaic. The faster you find it, the more points you are awarded. Okay, just point and press A. Noise. Got the key. Oh yeah. Alright, so I guess you can now try to escape, but yeah, I'm still wondering for like where the frick is the other puzzle piece, because I wanted to complete the training, but I don't have any puzzle piece to actually continue with it. So that's really weird, but yeah, I guess it's just gonna continue with the family quest line here. But I assume we're just gonna fail escaping, and then they're like, well, your only chance now is to actually become the best gladiator or something. Let's see real quick if our sister's still up there, so we talk to her before we actually leave. Okay, so the codes are inside the guild merchant here. Okay then. I have no idea about any codes here. Ah, there's one. Totally feel like I'm in ancient Rome. I know, right? Game is very good in immersion. So where we have a codes then? Let's have a look over here. Okay. I've like no freaking idea. Can look to the roof, I guess. Nothing there. Ah, okay. So got 1, 4 to 2. And we got 3, 5 to 2. Okie dokie. You won't be surprised if a lot of the architecture is accurate. I mean, I guess a lot of it is, technically. Maybe not to when certain buildings maybe have been built completely. But yeah, a lot of the architecture is certainly inspired by real architecture. But I'm not expert enough on Roman architecture to say if it's like, if all the details match up or anything like that. Hold on, the decoder was inside the marketplace, wasn't it? Let's go back here. Okay, so first we have 4 to 2. So we have a bear. Then 1 to 4. A goat. Then we have a 5 to 2. A rat. Or mouse. So bear, goat, rat. Not sure if I have to insert it here or inside the sewer. I think it's gonna be inside the sewer.
Yeah.
Horrible Histories shows has good research behind it, you think? Legit historians? Yeah, it wouldn't surprise me if they have actual historians kind of like counseling them. Especially when it comes to like the books and the TV shows, because it's definitely meant to be, you know, educational. I think this game, it's primarily focused on the actual fun facts, where I get like some of the historical accuracy from. The environment's not sure how much research they got to spend on those, but I mean, they probably have plenty of resources that they could have used to, you know, map the in-game buildings after. Okay, if I can do a mini game. Guess I have to. Select the ring that is your color to earn points. The faster you select them, the more points you will earn. Selecting the rainbow ring will earn you bonus points. Okay. So mine is blue, I guess. So many mini games. And then probably fail after all. Memorize and find the location of the keys of your color to score points before the timer runs out. Okay. So very similar, just with keys here. I did select the blue one. Ah. I do have like multiple. Okay, I see. I see now. What the f... I lost? Dude. I lost? Okay, let's try again. I guess because I screwed up the beginning. Okay, that must be enough for. Yeah. Alright, that's another door opened. Let's have another save here. Chase away the grey rats to earn points, get bonus points for rats you color, and lose points for rats of other player colors. Get as many rats as you can within the time limit. Hit the rainbow rat to get bonus points. The rainbow rat, huh? The scary beasts. The rats. So where are the rainbow rats? I've only seen a single rainbow rat. Never mind, we don't need it. Drain brain. So how do I even get to these other places here? Because every way is like blocked off. I mean, yeah, we need the lever, I guess, but where's the strong box, I guess? I have no idea. Assistant strong box. I mean, I have no fucking idea where it should be. Huh. Or maybe we're just gonna go and backtrack here. But I would be surprised if it's actually supposed to be in the sewers. Hey there, Sackett. Welcome in. Okay, so this is still locked for some reason. No idea why. Wasn't that the way I came from? Now it's like locked off. Huh. There's like a key that belongs in here, isn't it? This looks interesting. What is this game? So it's basically an educational satirical game that combines mini games, quizzes, and puzzles. And it's based on the Horrible Histories franchise, which is like a British educational franchise consisting of books, TV shows, and the likes. And this one is set in ancient Rome, and you play as a slave that wants to earn his freedom through gladiator fights. And that's pretty much it. Oh, I can't jump, so that's not a possibility here. So what am I missing? I'm just like stuck here now? Okay, so Strongbox must be down here somewhere. So I just haven't found it. I mean, there's not like many ways I can go, you know, like in this place you have explored everything now pretty much. It's gotta be in the next one. But here we have a kind of puzzle. And then door that I can't get past for some reason. Or the like ladder. Why can't I use this? Because this is basically where I'm locked off. You know, like there's no way forward here. I can't go past the ladder either. There's no way around. I can't interact with it. It's like just go back pretty much. It's so weird. Yeah, I am stuck pretty much. I mean, I can't even get out of the sewers anymore. I mean, there's still this thing here. No, but I can't interact with it either. And I doubt there's any kind of guides online because this game is so obscure that you can't even find much data on it or like playthroughs. But then maybe I have to look up a video because there's at least some videos on it, but I don't think full playthroughs. I mean, there must be something. Anything. Stuck in the old sewers again. It's like playing Witcher 1. Spent so much time in the sewers there. I gotta go around and use that door, right? But how do I even get around there? If I can't use the ladder, you know? It's so freaking confusing. I wouldn't know anything either, like how to actually be able to use the ladder. Unless I can talk to the dude again and he tells me, but I don't think he will. Redonkulous. Oh, wow. How did I never find this exit? Huh. I really didn't think there was an actual way to get here like this. But somehow I missed it completely every time I went there. Okay, let's read up this. The Circus Maximus was 12 times bigger than the Colosseum and would hold 250,000 people. That's a quarter of all the people in Rome. Jesus. Imagine like a stadium with 250,000 people nowadays. Many doctors were Greek slaves who were given their freedom because the Greeks knew more about medicine than the Romans. If you were sick, Roman doctors advised you to eat cabbage all day long, then collect your urine and drink it. Disgusting. Emperor Commodus fancied himself as a gladiator, but only fought with blunt weapons against feeble opponents. He once gathered all the feetless men and gave them sponges to defend themselves. He kicked them with a club, pretending they were giants. Wow. Some must have an inferiority complex rather. One of Emperor Domitian's bad habits was catching flies, stabbing them with a point of a pen, and then tearing their wings off. It was so boring being an emperor. It's the little things, isn't it? Hey there, Kobe, welcome in. Good date here. Okay, so finally we can go for the store now. Did you know, during big feasts the guests could eat so much they had to be sick? A special room was set aside for them called vomitorium. They would then go back into the dining room to continue to eat. Ah yeah, the vomitorium. One can only guess what happened there. King Mithridates of Pontus was scared of being poisoned, so he drank poison in small doses to build up resistance. He heard the Romans coming and didn't want to face them, so he drank poison. It didn't work. He had to fall on a sword in the end. That's unfortunate. It's like I don't want to be poisoned, so I just built up resistance, but now I can't poison myself to kill myself before I'm like brutally murdered. Just had to think of the Princess Bride. You know, the whole like plot about in which cup is a poison, and then it actually happens to be in both, and the main hero, you know, is kind of like, well, I kind of built up a resistance in the past couple of years, so I could actually succeed in that puzzle. Kobe, isn't the vomitorium fake fact, and vomitorium just means exit or something? Or is that the point of the game? The point of the game is definitely to be educational, so a lot of the facts you read up here are supposed to kind of like be at least close to reality. But it's also a game from 2009, so I'm not sure if maybe that's something they didn't know yet at that point. But I'm not entirely sure, you know, because it's definitely based on the franchise Horrible Histories, which is like a British franchise consisting of books, TV shows, etc. And they're meant to be educational, but at the same time also entertaining. So it wouldn't surprise me if some of the stuff they're saying might not be, you know, entirely accurate. But let me actually have a look. But yeah, you're right, Kobe. Just had a look. And they're primarily known as these kind of like exit passageways for like lots of crowds to go through quick. I guess whole like, you know, rapid exit is often maybe also like maybe, you know, used in the same manner. But according to legend, you know, there was also a room called like that. But archaeologists could never actually find any evidence for those rooms to exist. So usually they would actually go to a latrina and, you know, vomit there. Hey there, Bioshock, welcome in. Good morning. And hey there, Sadie, welcome in as well. I'm doing good, thank you. Thank you also for the lurk. I hope you're having a nice day so far. Ah yeah, there you go, Kobe. That's what I also just read up. And no worries, take your time. Did you know the Romans signed their trademark wherever they went? They wrote the letters SPQR, which stood for Senatus Populus Que Romanus, the Senate and the people of Rome. The buses and the train covers of Rome have the letters on them today. There are some things in Britain today that were brought over by the Romans, things like stinging nettles, disgusting cabbages, and yowling cats. Romans generally had good teeth, they cleaned them every day and didn't have sugar to rot them. But if they lost a tooth, they used a false one made of gold or ivory for rich people. The poor people just had to let them drop out. So pretty much like today. You're doing more training, it's a chill day. That sounds good. That definitely sounds nice. So observe the symbols on the right and then select them on the mechanism. Complete as many sets as possible within the time limit. So point at the symbol and press A to select the symbol. Easy enough. And you lost. Imagine. Alright, now we have a lever. Open the sewer gate here. Let's do it.
You little punk.
You little punk.
At last, our hero Razimus has won his freedom from the sewers. Oh joy! Oh sweet fresh air! Oh freedom! Oh no! What's this here? It's Lucius with the bouncer and a troop of soldiers. Worse, they have a prisoner in their midst. It's poor Cornelia, caught at last. It seems to be one dark and dismal day for Dacia. The bouncer is the traitor. Well, he wants the job of gladiator for himself. Razimus is caught and held by some revolting Roman soldiers. Looks like his adventure's at an end. The boy's no longer Lucius's lucky lad. There's no more favours in the training school, no fights for fun, oh no. The next time Razimus fights will be inside the cruel Colosseum. So the next duel will be for real. And, just to make quite sure the lucky lad does not escape, cruel Lucius locks away Cornelia in a jail. So, Razimus has two big problems now, setting sister free, then fighting for his life. To think, he thought the sewer escape meant all his troubles at an end. No chance.
That's not good. At least they still gave me my armor. Alright, let's find Cornelia. But yeah, of course it couldn't be that easy, could it? If I look up the Sims, yeah, they're actually speaking Simoleon. Would be funny. Just like gibberish. Cut and store as many loaves of bread as possible within the time limit. The faster you slice the bread, the more points you will earn. Here's the point of a target. Single remote in the direction indicated. When the cursor becomes a sword, and grasp the bread piece with the A or B button and release them in the basket. Well, let's try, I guess. Shit. Okay, like this. Yeah. What? actually pressed the right buttons, but the game was like, nope, you didn't. Oh, come on now. Pressing right buttons. Jesus Christ. I think having inputs at the same time is kind of like a bit wonky with the game. Doesn't always recognize the correct inputs.
Annoying, my friend.
Who would ever slice a bread like this? What the? I lost. Gotta be shitting me. I swear. This is so awkward with the controls on keyboard. And I even got over 200 points and it still wasn't enough. But yeah, the issue is also that when I'm actually pressing 2 directional inputs at the same time, the game is sometimes thinking I'm only pressing 1. And then I kind of like fail and lose points. If they lock up the Sims. It seems like they did. It's making me want to rewatch the Horrible Histories now. I don't blame you. Yeah, we watched a couple Roman reports of they named it. And it was so freaking funny. Kind of like a weather report meets like a historical education in like a funny format. The Weatherman guy? Pretty much, yeah. It was like a Weatherman guy. Oh, come on. I'm pressing right button. Fuck you, game. Don't tell me I have to get 300. Because I had 298. I bet you we had to get 300 there. And I got 298. How have I lost that? Jesus. I couldn't have done it any much faster here. Yeah, 300 of course. And I was 2 points off. Horrible history, these nuts. Exactly. Fun fact, the actor who played him is a friend of one of your dad's best mates. Really? That's amazing, Sadie. He was so freaking funny. I wouldn't mind, watching like an entire compilation. I do actually wonder if this was easier on controller. I'm actually gonna try and just switch. Okay, let's see. Welcome back, Kobe. I came by to bring you some stuff you bought in Italy. Hell yeah. That's awesome. So what kind of stuff did you get in Italy? Some food, maybe? That's what probably I would be getting all the time. So you didn't know that until a couple of years ago, Eva, when he was at your dad's best mate's birthday. That's awesome. So you got to meet him even. So did you guys talk about any horrible histories? Exactly that, Kobe. Some olive oil, limoncello, snacks. Hell yeah. That sounds delicious. But definitely hope you enjoy these goodies. Oh Jesus. No, this is even worse. Because just like jumping back and forth. No, I have to do this. I have to do this on mouse and keyboard. There's no easy way to just start a challenge, so I just have to wait until the timer is through. I can use the time to just load my keyboard settings again. I gotta be so freaking fast, like, seriously. But I'm not even gonna try because it's not gonna be enough time. There should be really like a way to just restart a challenge. I gotta wait. Grazie. Amico mio, I think. Or amica mio, rather. I can't remember, to be honest. I think we did share briefly, but that's it. Was kinda starstruck. I don't blame you. Definitely don't blame you one bit. And now I wanna watch another Weatherman report. But I think I already seen all the ones that are available on YouTube for Roman history. And a win, surely. Okay, let's give this another try then. Oh, what? Fucking game. I swear. The controls are sometimes so random. I'm just like pressing the right thing and it's still not working.
Get to the chopper!
Yes, you did it. Jesus, this stuff is stressing me out. These freaking mini games. That's like more stressful than doing like any boss fight in any game, pretty much. Ironically. Where's the tomato sauce? Hey, Dr. Darling, welcome in. Where's the tomato sauce? Blah 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 blah. Yes. Because the Sagittari puzzle piece has fallen into the Colosseum underworld manhole, it is now in the sewers of Rome. Go to the sewer and ask the architect if he has found it. First I gotta open up another door. And there's like so many minigames I've wrote here in the end here. At the same time could have done like 3 training exercises. Or 3 like entire trainings for the clay data. Scare off rats while they are nibbling the ropes, but don't hit the cat's paw. The more rats you scare, the more points you get. When the ring lights up, pull it to gain bonus points. Gotta get 150 points total here. And then we gotta like swing it. The voices give you Animal Crossing vibes. Do they also talk like gibberish there? Never actually played Animal Crossing before. Also a little bit like The Sims. I have no idea how the rope thing is supposed to work. Okay, I'm not even gonna try, I'm just gonna hit rats now. Jesus, I still have to get 50. Fuck. No, fuck, no. And I had the cat paw. 140. Ah, Jesus. Let's try again. But I have no idea how this whole like ring mechanic is supposed to work. I'm not even gonna bother with it. So we have rats? The fuck? There's no rats. Wow, seriously? Ah. But we have rats. The fuck? The game is just bugged, or what? Wow. Well, at least I know how to get extra points. It would have definitely made it much easier to complete. But yeah, there are no rats now, so I can't actually, you know, win this. Except by just getting points for doing this whole like rope thing. But that's not gonna be enough. The game really doesn't want me to complete it, I don't think. Great. I think what's if I'm just gonna exit out of a minigame and then jump back into it. If that doesn't work, we just have to do like a reload of a game, maybe. Wow, now there was one red. You see that? It just came out at the end. And only like very few of them either. Oh shit. I even got an error code. Okay, we really have to have a save here. Because the game is like about to break. No, fuck. I didn't want to restart. You know. Yeah, that's like a bug with the game. And I really have to save and reload. Let's hope it doesn't break now. Ah, dear. I basically got like a code that I could ignore for this session. I guess if I were pressed OK, it would have just like crashed the entire emulator. Now we don't even have a cat appearing either. Just like nothing. Now we have a cat appearing. After like 30 seconds left. Seems legit. Okay. Let's go and have a save here. Okay. I'm just gonna go and quit for now. I'm gonna go and restart the emulator entirely. Or at least the game. See if that does anything. This feels like playing Moorhuhn or something. Yeah, I used to play as a kid quite a bit. Where basically you had to shoot like funny looking chickens. Okay, that does it. Did it? Okay, definitely gonna have another save here now at any point, pretty much. Because I wanted the game to break on me and then having to redo any of those mini games. Did you know? At first games were held in open spaces. By 100 BC arenas were built. The greatest killing ground was the Colosseum in Rome. It was the size of a football stadium and held 50,000 people. It was named after the colossal statue of Emperor Nero. The Colosseum has large columns cemented together. They were actually supposed to be pinned with big iron pins, but some funny chaps kept pinching the pins. Games are usually fought on sand, but Emperor Caligula and Nero like colored dust instead. Did you actually read this one already? Oh yeah. Yeah, we did read up this one already. Time to go back to the gladiator school and finish our training, I guess. But I mean, I can't start the training until I don't have a puzzle piece, right? So do I just have to go to the arena to fight for now? So I can actually get the puzzle piece that I need. Because usually the process is like complete the training, then go fight in the arena. But I guess this time it might be different. Oh no, I had to go to the sewers, right? Let me have a quick look here. Ah yeah. Back to the sewers. Which means you have to go to the Merchant's Guild first. Indeed. Alright, so now we have a puzzle piece and now it's time to actually go back and complete our training. Finally. Finally, leave a lurk so you can get some training done. Enjoy the run if you're off by the time you're done. No worries whatsoever, Sadie. Definitely thank you for the lurk again. And yeah, hope the rest of your training goes well. And yeah, maybe catch you later. I reckon we're gonna finish this game soonish. Because this should be the last step before we finally earn our freedom, I hope. But yeah, I plan on being back later with some Hellblade today, so might catch you then, if not next time. And also, if any of you haven't checked out Sadie's channel yet, definitely recommend doing so. She's currently playing some Alien Isolation, but she's also playing through Assassin's Creed Syndicate. Both first playthroughs. Later is 1 AM Germany time. Yeah, today, maybe actually not. Because today I'm not gonna, I'm a bit more open with like when I'm actually streaming time-wise. But there is definitely gonna be a break between us finishing this game and us starting Hellblade. But yeah, it shouldn't be 1 AM though. Or maybe. You never know. And yeah, no worries for the shout out, Sadie. More than happy to give you one. Alright. Now let's finally do the quiz here. Right, quiz time. The last one. What did a rich man give to the poor during a parade in Roman Alexandria? Doves. Or doves. Why didn't everybody love public baths? They were noisy. What was the Roman trademark? SPQR. What kind of animal was brought into Britain by the Romans? Cats. What did Roman doctors advise when you were sick? Drink urine. Emperor Domitian liked to tear the wings off of flies. What did rich people do in the arena? Gave gifts to plebs. What did Romans use instead of toilet paper? A sponge. How many people could be held in the Circus Maximus? 250,000. What did Emperor Adrian advise old men in the public baths to do? To rub each other. Of course, he did. Oh yeah, perfect score on the last test. Let's go. Let's continue with a gladiator dummy training.
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Didn't even get a yeah at the end. Alright, that's training 2 out of 3 done. Now to the last mini game. Let's hope it isn't like something super weird with the motion controls, because the game already almost locked us out of completing the game with one of the mini games. So here's hoping it's not overly difficult. Throw the darts to hit the targets held by Lucius. Hit as many targets as you can within the time limit. The faster you are to react, the more points you will receive. You're doing amazing, sweetie. Nice. I don't think I've seen those emotes from Kisu before. Okay. Let's see if we can do this then. What? Just shoot him in the head, Rasimus. Oh. Thank God. Imagine if the criteria was like get 300 points or something. But yeah, we've done the last of these mini games. Now we can finally defeat the last gladiator. Hopefully. I like how he's super chill about actually giving me the permit, even though he like threw me into the prison. It's like, yeah, sure, you get another chance to prove yourself. This time against an archer. What is 2? Fuck. No, I don't know how to press 2. Jeez, I lost 80. Because I didn't know what to do. Fuck. Just couldn't do anything. No. Why, game, why? Come on, please. Give me another drawing. Okay, thank God. Thank God. Is this Microsoft Paint? Yeah, just like built in to the game. Alright, now we get the permission to fight against the champion, I guess. Now we have a full armor set. No more bad chests here. It is time to win our freedom. Someone have another look what I actually set 1 and 2 to in my controller settings here, just in case it happens again to us. Ah, so it's literally like 1 and 2. It's kind of funny because I never had to use those buttons in the entire game, and now all of a sudden I had to. Oh, that's self-explanatory then. Alright, let's do this. But yeah, all of the trainings are completed, as you can see here. Took us a while. Now to face the champions of champions. Oh shit. Yeah, he looks like a champion. Draw? Okay. Come on, you're dead. Not quite. Got 10 health left. I lost health for that? Gotta be shitting me. Okay, there we go. Seka was on the phone with a dentist. You're in pain. Are you? What's up, Seka? You have like permanent tooth pain or something? I did, Seraph. Yeah, I actually had them set 1 and 2. I just wasn't like really sure because my keybinds are all over the place pretty much. And I never had to use force before in the game. But now all of a sudden we had to. But yeah, that worked out. We did it.
Would you believe it? Razimus, the Dacian slave, is champion now of Roman champions. The trumpets sound and all the Colosseum knows that means the Emperor Commodus is about to speak. He waves and all the creepsome crowd begin to cheer. It pays to keep the cruel Commodus happy. The Emperor's soldiers form a guard of honor. Our hero's not too sure what happens next. The Emperor walks down to the arena, followed by old Lucius looking rather glum. The wicked Lucius claims the glory, says it was his training brought our hero victory. Now he wants his lucky lad back as a slave, the lad he hoped would die here in the ring. Cuh, what a cheek. The Emperor says young Razimus is far too brave to be a slave, and he would like to set him free. Old Lucius, he is in a rage. This wasn't in his plans at all, but those who argue with Commodus often come to nasty ends. The Emperor hands the lucky lad a wooden sword, the sign that shows the world a slave is free. Our hero almost drops it. What a shock! He never thought his slaving days would end this way. Commodus smiles. The crowd goes wild. Great Razimus the champion is their chants. But as the champion, Razimus asks just one more favor. Will the Emperor set his sister free? And yes, Commodus then agrees, and out comes sister from the underworld. The Dacian pair are overjoyed. The fight is done, and Razimus the champion, he has won. Though Razimus found his fame in Rome, to Dacia he returns. You know, there is no place like home.
We did it. We finished this game. I thought I would never see the day, honestly. There were like so many points across this game where I was like, okay, can I actually finish this mini game or not? Is it actually possible? Humanly possible, that is. But yeah, it is. We finished a game that was entirely designed for Wii Remote on mouse and keyboard. Mostly. But yeah, I can definitely see why this game got a Metacritic score of 47%, because I would imagine a lot of these minigames would have also been a pain with motion controls. Because it also didn't work always the best either. But yeah, it was still fun to play. I especially liked, actually getting a lot of the fun facts, completed and kind of like being asked about them. That was probably my favorite part. And some many games are actually quite funny in a ride. But there's some where like you were about to like pull your hair out or something. But yeah, glad to see I was actually happy, and because I wasn't too sure, with Ruthless Romance, I was half expecting that there would be like some kind of like, sad ending. Or Russum is just like dying for some reason. But yeah, glad to see him, being brought back to freedom. And that he can also go and find his parents again. Because, yeah, he got, obtained by Lucius when he was just a kid. Zakat, the tooth is torturing you. He said you should have brushed you more, Zakat. Now you pay. Really sorry to hear, Zakat. I definitely hope that the dentist can help you quick there. And that it feels much, much better soon. So do you have like an appointment today still, or is it gonna be like in the next couple of days? Thanks for the congrats, B1. Appreciate it. Thank you for GG's as well, Seraph and Zakat. Thank you so much. And Grace, thank you so much for the 5 bits as well. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much. So yeah, that finishes Horrible Histories. Ruthless Romance.
You filthy naked.
Oi. You're the filthy naked. Okay, let's jump over to the Historical Research Center here. Because, yeah. This finishes the year 101 to 106 of Horrible Histories. Which means the next game according to our historical order list will be Hellblade: Senua's Sacrifice. And this is gonna be another big time jump, of course, of about 600 years. Almost 700, because Hellblade actually takes place in the late 1700s. About 1790 actually. And the second is supposed to be about 10 to 20 years later. They don't give us exact dates, but that's like roughly where they are set, so I'm gonna use those. But yeah, so the reason I don't actually have any games set in between is that there are not a lot of games set in that time period that I would like to check out. But yeah, it's not the most popular setting. Or if it's showcased, then often across like many years. Like Total War Attila or Age of Empires or Stronghold Legends. They also cover like more years than I would like it to be. And then you have of course like some games focus on the Three Kingdoms between 200 to 300 AD. Or CE I should say. But yeah, Total War I'm not gonna play as part of my historic order run because I don't think it's a game for me, just like totally focused on war simulation. There's also some King Arthur focused games in like the 400s, but they're of course like more based on like myth and legend than actual history. So yeah, that's how we're kind of like skipping through those years. However, there's a timeline of ancient and post-classical history on Wikipedia. It gives us a bit of a timeline on some important historical events, and I would like to kind of skim through some of them. just to kind of like, give us a bit of an idea what's happening in between, Horrible Histories and Hellblade, because it's of course a major time of change. We're having the ancient history come to an end and medieval history starting. So, we're gonna kind of like focus a bit on this and read up some important events that have happened since then. It's like tomorrow, it's a dentist who helps people who don't have a dentist, like emergency dentist. Well, that's really good if they have something like it. Because over here in Germany, it's become much, much more difficult in some parts, actually even finding a dentist. Not even talking about like an appointment, just like getting a dentist in general. Because they're kind of like full to the brim with patients. For example, where my parents are living, my father actually had to change dentists recently. And if he wouldn't actually had contacts, like vitamin B, a person he knew, then he wouldn't have found a dentist anywhere close to him. It's kind of crazy. Play Rome Total War Remaster. It's not that complex, just set it to easy and have fun with it. That's the best Rome themed game in your opinion. That's definitely fair. Yeah, I might be playing them eventually. Definitely not this time though, because I already decided that, I won't be doing Total War here. Also wonder, like, when this is actually set as well. Because we might already be past it. Yeah, we are. So I wouldn't play it either way, because it takes place from 270 BC to 14 AD. And we are officially past that point now. Would have also covered Origins time too. But yeah, I don't think, the whole like war simulation is really for me. I don't mind in games like Stronghold. But if the game is entirely focused on that with like, huge like battles and like lots of troops to cover, then my brain is kind of like getting overwhelmed a little. And I don't enjoy it too much. But yeah, maybe in the future at some point, I'm gonna try a Total War game. Maybe if it becomes like a viewer pick or something, and I have to play it. But definitely past that point now. I also want to showcase a compilation of Horrible Histories. But for now, let's just have a look at the timeline here and see what major things have happened in the meantime. I'm not gonna read all of them, just like once they kind of like spring out. 106-117 Roman Empire at largest extended at Trajan after having conquered modern-day Romania, Iraq, and Armenia. Trajan dies of natural causes. He adopted son Hadrian succeed him. Hadrian pulls out of Iraq and Armenia, and then begins the construction of the Hadrian's Wall, which we can also see in AC Valhalla. There's even an achievement for lighting all of the braziers on the Hadrian's Wall in Valhalla. Hadrian also completes the Roman Pantheon, another big and major building that we will be able to witness in AC Brotherhood later. Hadrian dies of natural causes. Antonius Pius succeeds him. He's also the only ruler that didn't fight a war. Then Marcus Aurelius becomes the emperor of Roman Empire, which however ends in 19 years later. Then Commodus becomes Roman Empire. The kingdom of Champa is found in Thai Nguyen, which is in southern Vietnam. The Buddhist Srivijaya Empire established in the maritime Southeast Asia. It's like a Buddhist, major empire here. 106-117 Roman Empire at largest extended at Trajan after having conquered modern-day Romania, Iraq, and Armenia. Trajan dies of natural causes. He adopted son Hadrian succeed him. Hadrian pulls out of Iraq and Armenia, and then begins the construction of the Hadrian's Wall, which we can also see in AC Valhalla. It's like a Buddhist, major empire here. covering all of these islands there in the Southeast Asia. Then in the 220s, of course, we have a Three Kingdoms period beginning in China after the fall of the Han dynasty. That's of course where the game Three Kingdoms is set on, between 220 to 280 AD here. Bioshock, did I finish the game? We sure did, yeah. We have now officially finished Horrible Histories. Definitely it was quite tough at times, with some mini-game requirements. But mostly due to the motion control settings. But yeah, very glad to get that done for sure. Then we have the fall of the Parthian Empire and rise of the Sasanian Empire. Before the early Muslim conquest of the 7th and 8th centuries. Then we have 238, defeat of Gordian III, Philip the Arab, and Emperor Valerian by Shapur I of Persia. 280, Emperor Wu of Jin established the first Jin dynasty, providing a temporary unity of China after the devastating Three Kingdoms period. In 285, Diocletian becomes Emperor of Rome and splits the Roman Empire into Eastern and Western Roman empires. That's actually a major thing here, because they more and more evolved to be quite distinct from each other. Diocletian begins a large-scale persecution of Christians. Then the capital of the Roman Empire is officially moved from Rome to Mediolanum, modern-day Milan. I didn't actually know that. I always kind of thought that Rome was always the capital. Then between 300 to 1000 we have the growth of the Azanian and Sanji settlements in the Swahili coast, in the southeast of Africa. Local industry and international trade flourish. In 301, Armenia first adopts Christianity as a state religion. By the Edict of Milan, the Roman Empire would actually tolerate all forms of religious worship, which would include the Christians, bringing the persecution of Christians to an end. That's quite a turnaround, right? In only like 30 years. Emperor Min of Jin executed in 316, with northern China then controlled by various kingdoms founded by non-Han people. The Jin dynasty continues to rule the south. In 325, Constantine I organizes the first Council of Nicaea, which was a council of Christian bishops converted in the Bithynian city of Nicaea by Roman Emperor Constantine I. Constantinople is officially named and becomes the capital of the Eastern Roman Empire. There you go. Something that also has definitely an influence later on Assassin's Creed Revelations as well. Then in 335, Samudragupta becomes the emperor of Gupta Empire, of the ancient Indian Empire. Emperor Constantine I dies 347, leaving his sons Constantius II, Constans I, and Emperor Constantine II as the emperors of the Roman Empire. Okay. So they keep on dying. Then we have the Battle of Adrianople. Fought between the Eastern Roman army led by Roman Emperor Valens and Gothic rebels led by Fritigern. Took place in the province of Thracia, and ultimately the Roman army is defeated by Germanic tribes. Go Germans. Then in 380, the Roman Emperor Theodosius I declares the Arian faith of Christianity heretical. And he then outlaws all religions other than Catholic Christianity. Romans also then expelled from Britain in 406. But you could say this is definitely more of a downfall here of Rome, you know, being defeated by Germanic tribes than being expelled from Britain. Then the Visigoths and other Germanic tribes cross into the Roman Gaul for the first time. And the Visigoths then sack Rome in 410 for the first time since 390 BC. The Germanic tribes then also enter Spain. Damn. The Germans definitely got around at this time. Second Expeditions Rome is on Steam, you have it, it's good in your opinion. It's turn-based tactical combat. That's something I wouldn't mind quite as much, because I'm definitely getting more overwhelmed by the whole like real-time strategy element. If it's turn-based, you can actually take your time as much as you want. That's definitely different. In 420, the general Liu Yu usurps the Jin in southern China, beginning the Liu Song dynasty. Vandals enter North Africa from Spain for the first time, and then conquer the land stretching from Morocco to Tunisia by this time. In 439, the Northern Wei dynasty unifies northern China, beginning the Northern and Southern dynasties period. And then in 455, Vandals sack Rome, capture Sicily and Sardinia. And then in 476, Romulus Augustulus, last Western Roman emperor, is forced to abdicate by Odoacer, a chieftain of the Germanic Heruli. Odoacer returns the imperial regalia to Eastern Roman Emperor Zeno in Constantinople in return for the title of Dux of Italy, most frequently cited date for the end of ancient history. The date used as the end of the ancient era is arbitrary. The transition period from classical antiquity to the early Middle Ages is known as late antiquity. Late antiquity is a periodization used by historians to describe the transitional centuries from classical antiquity to the Middle Ages. In both mainland Europe and the Mediterranean world, generally from the end of the Roman Empire's crisis to the 3rd century, around 284, to the Islamic conquest and reorganization of the Byzantine Empire under Heraclius. The early Middle Ages are a period in the history of Europe following the fall of the Western Roman Empire, spanning roughly 5 centuries from 500 CE to 1000. Not all historians agree on the ending dates of ancient history, which frequently fall somewhere in the 5th, 6th or 7th century. Western scholars usually date the end of ancient history with the fall of the Western Roman Empire in 476 CE, the death of the Emperor Justinian I in 565, or the coming of Islam in 632 as the end of classical antiquity. And there you go. And this is how the world roughly looked like. At least, you know, Europe, Africa, and Asia. And was Australia, of course. But yeah, no representation of America, though. Ah yeah, seeing Africa, you know, more divided into tribes and not just like straight lines, you know. Because when the actual like colonization happened of Africa, they of course just decided, okay, you know, we're just gonna do like a straight line here and then there and then here and there, and it doesn't matter, you know, if there's like tribes that were like divided by it or something, you know, or it didn't make actual like cultural sense. They just, you know, drew those lines and just said, okay, this is this country now, or this colony. But here you can see the Western Roman Empire Then the Eastern Roman Empire over here. And then you have the Germanic tribes here. Alemannia, the Franks, the Thuringia, the Saxons. And in the north you have the Norse and Swedes, the Geats, the Jutes, the Danes. Of the Finnish tribes over here. You have like lots of small places in Britain here. You can see Kent, London, Anglia, Lindsay. So small actually, quite difficult to read sometimes. But yeah, I look at just how massive Siberia is with the people, you know, like nothing really divided whatsoever. But given the like climate and like environment, it doesn't surprise me that the closer you got to the Mediterranean, you know, the more you kind of like have happened there. I have the Gupta Empire over here. Yep, quite interesting. So that's the world map in 486 CE. Second Germans defeated the Romans. Thanks a lot, Crookie. You basically have your team of Roman heroes with different classes and go through a storyline. That sounds quite nice, actually. There's been like a couple turn-based historical games that I'm definitely getting more interested in now. Also when we played pre-dynastic Egypt. That was also like more simplistic and like turn-based, and that one I really enjoyed. And there's like more of these games by the developer Clarius Victoria that I would like to check out. There's one for Marble Age, for instance, or Bronze Age. I like more simplistic but really fun, I thought. So I'd like to play them eventually. And also play the follow-up game Egypt Old Kingdom. But because I played Pharaoh, which also covered the beginning of the Old Kingdom, I didn't decide to play this one. Alright, so much to the timeline of ancient history here. Now if we go over to the timeline of the post-classical history, we start with the 5th and 6th century. So the Germanics were Roman around. They sure were. You have both those games, also Old Kingdom. Did you play Old Kingdom yet? But I really liked pre-dynastic Egypt. I had lots of fun with it. And if it wasn't for this historic order run, I wouldn't have played it either. Thank you for the lurk, Seraph. You play them both? Nice. Was it as good as the first game, would you say? Okay, so we did read up a lot about this here. So in 500 we have a battle of Monbadonicus between the Britons and the Anglo-Saxons in post-Roman Britain, which was a major victory for the Britons, stopping the westward encroachment of the Anglo-Saxon king. The Franks under Clovis defeat the Visigoths in the Battle of Voio. Then Boethius writes the Consolation of Philosophy, which was a philosophical work by the Roman philosopher Boethius. It has been described as the single most important and influential work in the West on medieval and early Renaissance Christianity. Then in 525, Dionysius Exiguus publishes the Dionysius Exiguus Easter Table. This is the initiation of the Anno Domini era used for the Gregorian and Julian calendar. Yeah, so some people would still say AD nowadays, but given the kind of like, Christian focusness of it, because it's kind of like translating to in the year of the Lord, talking about Jesus, of course, often nowadays historians and scientists more refer to like BCE, before current era, or and CE, current era or common era. And that's why I also use it in my timelines instead of BC and AD, because it would be before Christ and Anno Domini. Justinian I becomes Eastern Roman Emperor, is best remembered for his code of civil law and expansion of imperial territory, retaking Rome from the Ostrogoths. Then he publishes the Code of Civil Law. This compiled centuries of legal writings and imperial pronouncements into 3 parts of one body of law. Second, can't remember what the difference are. You think they're both good? That's no worries whatsoever. No worries, Second. Yeah, I think they're quite similar, at least from the reviews that I read on Steam. Some people even say that the first game is like slightly better, but it's mostly the same, I think. And to the War of Pharaoh, there are many factions to play now: Babylon, Assyria, Hittites, Troy, Greek, etc. That's pretty cool as well. So does Total War Pharaoh play across the entire like dynastic area, or when does that one take place? I can actually have a look here. Ah yeah, there we go. It's not that many years actually. Just about 50 years. It's a very specific time here in the old dynastic era. But I guess maybe with DLCs they expand on it. In 529 we have the first of 12 monasteries founded by Saint Benedict, beginning the Order of Saint Benedict. In 532 we have the Nika riots in Constantinople, nearly half a city being burned or destroyed and tens of thousands of people killed. In 533, Byzantines under Belisarius retake North Africa from the Vandals. The Vandal kingdom ends and the reconquest of North Africa is completed. Then from 535 to 554, the Gothic Wars in Italy are as a part of the Justinian's reconquest. Byzantines retook Italy but crippled the Byzantine economy and left Italy unable to cope against the oncoming Lombards. Then in 563 there was an abbey constructed which helped convert the Picts to Christianity until it was destroyed and raided by the Vikings in 794. The Kingdom of Lombard is founded in 568 in Italy. Survived in Italy until the invasion of the Franks in 774 under Charlemagne. Then pretty major year because Muhammad is born. He's supposed to profess receiving revelations from God, which were recorded in the Quran, the basis of Islamic theology, in which he is regarded as the last of the 10 prophets. And Jesus was also looked upon as a prophet in the Islam belief, but he wasn't considered to be the son of God, though. Just like a prophet of God. The West Saxons continue their advance at the Battle of Deoram, led to the permanent separation of Cornwall, England from Wales. Then from 581 to 618 we have the Sui dynasty in China, China unified once again during this period for the first time in almost 400 years. So basically after the Three Kingdoms era. Oh no, that's 300 years. Never mind. Yeah, like 300 to 350, pretty much. In 590, Gregory the Great becomes Pope. The missionary work reached new levels during his pontificate, revolutionized the way of worship for the Catholic Church with the Gregorian chant, liturgy, and was soon canonized after his death. Second, it's the Bronze Age collapse period. The last years here is massive. It's definitely interesting to choose a very specific time rather than, you know, like a lot of other games like that seem to focus on like a broader range of years sometimes. Though I guess the Three Kingdom period was also just 60 years actually. Yeah, about 60 years. Alright, so much to the 6th century here. Getting closer and closer now to the year of when Hellblade is set. Okay, so we have a last Great Roman-Persian War between 602 and 629, which leaves both empires exhausted and unable to cope with the newly united Arab armies under Islam in the 630s. When the Grand Canal in China is fully completed, its main role throughout this history was the transport of grain to the capital. Then we have the Tang dynasty from 618 to 907. Then in 622, Muhammad migrates from Mecca to Medina. The event we have designated first year of the Islamic calendar as Anno Hegirai. So it's like about 622 years after us, I guess. Which means right now would be like 14.2 for them, I guess. $1445. Okay. Just gonna skim through this a little bit. Then we have the death of Muhammad in 632. By this point, all of Arabia is under the religion of Islam. Also, Battle of Nineveh, where the Byzantines crushed the Persians. Then we have the first Caliph, Abu Bakr. For the period of his caliphate was not long, it includes successful invasions of the two most powerful empires of the time. Then with the Battle of Havenfield, when a Northumbrian army under Oswald defeats the Welsh army. Funnily enough, also was one of the characters shown in Rise, Son of Rome. Only, you know, that was completely historically off, since he lived in the 7th century. Not the first one. In 638, Jerusalem captured by the Arab army, mostly Muslims, but with contingents of Syrian Christians. Then the Muslims conquer Persia with the Battle of Navahand. The Arab army also takes Alexandria. Yeah, we have the first one in connection to Japan. The Soga clan forts. This initiates a period of imitation of Chinese culture. The Nara period begins a year later. The Slavs occupy the Balkans in 650. Then Roman Christianity triumphs over Celtic Christianity in England with the Synod of Whitby. Free Kingdom period in Korea ends. The picks actually defeat the Northumbrians again, and their dominance ends in the Battle of Don Nectane in 685. And we are now finally in the 8th century. And yeah, we're gonna go until 790 roughly. So we have the Umayyad conquest of Hispania under Tariq. We begin a period of Muslim rule in the Al-Andalus until nearly the end of the 15th century. In 718 we have a second Arab attack on Constantinople, ending in failure. The combined Byzantine-Bulgarian forces stopped the Arab threat in southeastern Europe. The Iconoclast movement began in the Byzantine Empire under Leo III. This was opposed by Pope Gregory II, an important difference between the Roman and Byzantine churches. Then we have the Battle of Tours, which led to the forming of the Carolingian Empire for the Franks, and halted the advancement of the Moors in southwestern Europe. It was an almost 90-year lasting Frankish-dominated empire in western and central Europe. With the death of Bede, who was regarded as the father of English history. He was a monk, author, and scholar. The Ecclesiastical History of English People. Definitely have heard of this one before. Then we have the beginning of the Abbasid Caliphate, which is still reigning at the time of Mirage, of course. I mean, it lasts until 1519. When conquered and annexed into the Ottoman Empire, so it lasts, you know, like almost 800 years. Pepin the Short founds the Carolingian dynasty. He promises the Pope central Italy. This is arguably the beginning of the temporal power of the papacy. Then in 768, the beginning of Charlemagne's reign begins. He was of course king of the Franks from 768 until 774. In 778, the Battle of Roncevaux Pass happens, which caused the death of Roland and elevated him into legend, becoming the role model for knights and influencing the code of chivalry in Middle Ages. That's interesting too. And yeah, then we have the 790s. With the first Viking attacks on Britain beginning, with the sacking of Lindisfarne, generally considered the beginning of a Viking age that would span over 2 centuries and reach as far as south as Hispania and as far east as the Byzantine Empire in present-day Russia. And this is gonna be where we'll stop reading on the historical timeline here. And we won't be doing that anymore either going forward, because now we have a game set in every year, every century pretty much going forward. But I wanted to do this to kind of like cover some of the important events that happened in between here, because a lot of games don't really highlight any of that. And yeah, focus more on the battles but less on the, you know, like the whole like, you know, Islam evolving, you know, that's of course like a major deal, considering their influence that lasted, you know, almost 800 years. But also seeing how the Romans eventually adopted Christianity, and then Christianity becoming also more powerful, especially with the Catholic, you know, faith, and the papacy, you know, getting stronger and stronger. But you can really see how it's all leading up to like this big war of religions, you know, coming up in the Crusades about 200 to 300 years later. And that's of course where we eventually headed with Stronghold Crusader and then AC1. But yeah, for now we're gonna focus on Britain quite a bit. And the Vikings. And the Abbasid Caliphate a little bit here. With Mirage. Alright. Second, the game only had soldiers on foot with bronze weapons. Now they added horses and camels. That's cool. That they actually, added actual mounts as well. Right, but yeah, so this officially finishes the years 100 to 790. And we're gonna be doing Hellblade Senua Sacrifice next. I do also plan on playing that today and making a start on it, but I will take a bit of a longer break in between. Gonna take the doggo out, get some early dinner I think, and then maybe in about 2 hours time or so, I'm gonna go and start Hellblade, the first one. Quite excited for it too. We're gonna do it on the hardest difficulty to give us a bit of a challenge. And I would try to collect as many lore stones as possible, which is like basically the only collectible in the game. But I won't have to find all of them because finding all of them requires to be especially particular. And if you're not, then you basically have to restart the entire game because you can't reload any chapters. But yeah, I would do my best to find as many of them as possible, I think. No worries over caps, B1. But yeah, so next we have the 2 Hellblade games. Then we have AC Mirage and AC Valhalla. Then we have Stronghold and Stronghold Crusader. Then we have Assassin's Creed Bloodlines. Then Ghost of Tsushima. Then we have, it's still open if I play it, but potentially the Patrician 2, which is like a trading game. Then we have the 2 Plague Tale games. I still have never played Plague Tale Requiem. And yeah, then we have Mandalords, Kingdom Come Deliverance. I've never played this one either. These 2 actually. And then it's definitely gonna be a bit more AC focus, because then we have AC2, Brotherhood Revelations back to back. Followed by Pentiment, then we have Chronicle China, then finally Assassin's Creed Shadows. And yeah, I mean, if you wanna see the entire list, I do also have a command here. So you can have a look at all the games included that I plan on playing. It's still subject to change, so might, have some games deleted or some games added. But yeah, that's a rough list for now. I think I'm gonna just share this video because I would like to really end the stream here for now. But yeah, that's gonna be everything for this stream. I would like to thank you all so much for coming by and for joining me for the end of Horrible Histories and the end of the Ancient Times, now completed as part of the Historical Order run. And yeah, next we're gonna have quite a change. We're gonna dive into medieval ages, the Viking age to be specific. And I will see you for that later today. For now, let's have a look who's online and who we can rate today. Assassin's Creed covered every period in history, but definitely on the way to do something like it, given how many games we've had now. It's kind of funny, every time I do like the outro stuff for streaming, my dog already knows that I'm like about to end and that I have like time for her. So she's already like coming to me and like bumping me with her snout and stuff, being like, come on, let's play or something. But I must say like a specific word that kind of like triggers her to be like, okay, he's ending now. Thank you for the GG's B1, I appreciate it. And thank you all so much for being here today. If you want to join us over to raid Rod, who's playing some, not Assassin's Creed, Tomb Raider Chronicles. He's about to end the game, I think. And there's raid emotes in chat. Feel free to copy and paste them. And yeah, I will catch you later for some Hellblade Senua Sacrifice. Until then, have a good one. And if you can't make it to the next stream, then maybe catch you in a future one. Until then, have a good one and see you next time.